microphones. It's time to mob it up. We're the Colts crew, ain't no one above us. Breaking down the news, rumors and games, keeping it real, no one can tell. Every Tuesday, bringing that heat with special guests. Reporters will meet players in the house, bringing the A game. Talking about the Colts, we're all about the fame. We're the hottest sports podcast, no doubt. Covering the Colts, hear the fans shout. From Lucas Oil to the Super Bowl, with a HorseShoe Mob, keeping you in the fold. Let's go, let's go. HorseShoe Mob, we're storming through the town. Harris, Austin, Josh, and Chris, we never slow down. Everything Colts, we got the blue pride, making Indianapolis proud. We're taking this ride on the pretty vine. We're a force to be reckoned with every touchdown. We keep the city beckoning, bleed blue. Our love for the Colts run deep, we'll keep cheering. We're the hottest sports podcast, no doubt. Covering the Colts, hear the fans shout. From Lucas Oil to the Super Bowl, with a HorseShoe Mob. Yeah. Sports podcast, no doubt, covering the Colts.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna just go ahead, let everybody get back in, but we're just gonna make sure that you're liking, commenting, sharing. Make sure that you're going on YouTube. Make sure that you're going and subscribing on there as well. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and get straight into it, right? Because like I said, we've been waiting long enough to get some Colts-related content that's not random group chat nonsense. So either way, welcome back to the HorseShoe Mob podcast, where we're talking about everything Colts. And then, of course, we're going to be including a little bit of some slander here and there. But listen, you're here for us. And, we're going to give you a good show. All right. So before we go any further, before we get into everything else, make sure that you are going into www.fanbattlesports.com, where you can see all Colts-related content. Yeah, the other three teams in the division, they have stuff going on. But you know what? You're not here for them. You're here for us. Okay, we appreciate you for that. So make sure www.fanbattlesports.com, past episodes, articles, bios for everybody that you see before you, and all that is on there. So yeah, so with that being said, let's go ahead and just get right into it. First off, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. We have with us the senior, Mr. Josh Senior, everybody. Uh-oh. Make sure your mic ain't muted. All right, so while he figures that out, wait, is it me? Am I the problem?
No,
I
it's
can't hear.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Check your computer settings there, Josh.
What about now?
There you
There
go.
you go.
All right. Yes, Josh Senior, everybody. There you go.
What's good, everybody? Checking in. Missed last week, but I hope the episode is as long as Will Levis sex tape.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Yep, we're gonna get banned. That's it. We're gonna get banned. That's it. Let's call it a night, guys.
All righty.
Cut the film. Cut the tape. All right. And then we have Harish Nukala.
Yeah, I've got a slightly different introduction. How's it going, guys?
I hope so, because Josh is trying to get us canceled. He does it all the time. It's just like you have Austin Cook.
What's up? I'm Austin.
All right, thank you for being normal, Austin. And I'm Chris Jackson. And any mention of that again, I'm officially going to be muting Josh for 40 days and 40 nights. It'll be official. It'll be in the podcast title that he will be muted for 40 days and 40 nights. So yeah. But yeah, so with that being said, not much. Like I said, this is that lull season. We know that OTAs are underway and everything, but we actually did get a tidbit today where the NFLPA is looking to potentially just get rid of OTAs altogether in favor of a longer I'm going to say training camp period.
Really?
Yeah. So the thing is
I did not see this.
OTAs, yeah, so OTAs really they're just kind of looking at like it's an issue, like it's something that isn't needed this time of year. Um I mean, me personally, it's just like I get it to an extent, but also at the same time, it's just like, this the OTAs is really the only time that rookies can actually go and like work out with the team. So if you don't have OTAs, what will the amendment be for rookies looking to build chemistry with the rest of the team?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Because I know that this is something that was just like kind of proposed today in a way. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like you said, like I guess there's pros and cons both ways. Like for the rookies, for example, that'd be a con because like this really their time to get with the team for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a strange premise, I guess, because like I said, it's just like if you're offering a resolution, that means that now like those rookies that are coming in, they'll essentially have to wait. Because like I said, they can't be a part of any organized team activities outside of OTAs until training camp. And then I mean, if you do that, then basically they're gonna have to like literally just be working out with the team independently all the way up until whatever's happening. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I'm not a fan if it does happen. I mean, like I said, I get it. You want to kind of keep guys out of harm's way, but like it doesn't make sense. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what to think, honestly. I mean, I'm just processing the. This is honestly first you saying it's the first time I've heard of it. So I'm
yeah,
still trying to process what it really means. The longer training camp period is also kind of concerning, because training camp is the end of July, right? So let's just say it's the middle or beginning of July. That's the
mhm,
hottest time of the year in most places,
yeah,
and that's kind of a concern because now you're starting earlier in the summer, which is hotter, and with the 18 game season proposed coming soon, you're also going later into the year. I think the Super Bowl is actually getting pushed as well. I think at some point in the next few years.
Well, yeah,
So
because there was also the proposal of making the season an extra game. So
right,
now it's just like now you're looking at like middle of February for the Super
February.
Bowl. And I mean, but the thing is, we've seen over the last, I'm going to say maybe 10 to 15 years, just how things have changed. I mean, we went from the Pro Bowl being after the Super Bowl to being in that 2 week period before, because of course, viewership is, it people aren't watching all those interviews and no games, within that 2 week period. So now you have to find some way to make sure that you're doing it. But even, I mean, the Pro Bowl game, if we can be completely honest, the Pro Bowl game's a joke. Like it's literally gotten to the point where it's just like they
I
said a
think get
long
rid
time
of it.
ago it was going to be a flag football game, and I mean it's literally a flag football game. So I mean, like, and at the end of the day, we know that it's all about money. It's all about making sure they do it, like, you know, increasing the amount of games that they played in the regular season. We thought that that was going to be supplemented by making sure that they had maybe like a week or two of rest before the regular season between the preseason. But then all they did was just take away, I think take away a game in the preseason and then just add that on to the regular season. So I mean, it's smoke and mirrors, really. It's just like they just want to make sure that just it's get as much money as possible.
Am I the only one that thinks it's crazy that the NFL should just purchase the UFL and make it like a feeder league,
Uh
like a minor league NFL?
I thought the
well, I
same
mean,
thing.
technically it is because
It
I mean,
is, but
there's
it's not. They're still two separate entities,
yeah. But the thing
right?
is, like the NFL isn't going to take on the UFL just because of the cost that will be associated with it. Right now, if you look at the UFL with the way that they're structured, UFL players basically just live out of hotels without there being any actual facilities. Like now, you get the
Sure.
NFL involved, the NFL isn't going to then have because if the NFL's involved, then I'm pretty sure they have to open up stadiums. Like they're going to have to
Not
make sure that they have
necessarily.
those
All that
staff.
stuff already. So I mean, all that stuff already exists.
Yeah,
They would just treat it as a minor league, right?
I
I mean,
think.
it would
Yeah,
be just like they do with like AA and AAA baseball. Like they're affiliated with certain teams, but those teams still operate separately.
yeah, but is the NFL as a whole going to take on those teams? Because I mean, the Memphis team, are they going to have anything to do with the Titans? I mean, I doubt
Well,
it.
today they don't. Well, so for example, I'm going to use the Rangers because I'm a Rangers fan, right? The
Yeah.
Rangers have the Round Rock Express. They are affiliated with the Rangers, but the Round Rock Express still operate off of their own budget. They still do the same. Like those minor league players, they still they still live out of hotels. They make a minimum salary. Like they're not getting paid major league money or major league. They're not being funded by the major leagues. They're just affiliates, right? So saying, hey, once you make it to the big leagues, that's why once you make it to the show, like they call it, right? Then
Yeah,
perks and benefits of being in the majors. Until then, it's almost like giving you an avenue or direct avenue if you're not getting drafted straight out of the draft. There's still
yeah,
an avenue to get there. Or even if you are drafted, right? I mean, some of these guys are to get drafted. Anthony Richards, for example, I'm just throwing this out there. He's 22 years old. He could go into the minor leagues for a couple of years, develop his game there, and then come up to the show, and then probably come out more polished and things like that.
yeah.
That's kind of how I'm thinking about it as a feeder league.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just like it's going to be different though because also you have to remember that with MLB and NFL, it's very, very different just because
Sure.
of how often players are coming in and exactly like how it's going. Like the thing is, it's just like you can have UFL teams and then you can still go and just like have, like I said, still have the draft as it regularly goes. But the thing is, those guys who aren't drafted have the opportunity to either make it on a roster or just make the 53-man roster, or they're going to potentially end up on a UFL team. I think the only thing that's kind of hurting the UFL right now is the fact there's so little teams. If maybe there was a little bit more upside, maybe like a 12-team league or 16 teams, then we might be looking to do that. But then also, the NFL does have plans within the next few years to potentially have international teams. So,
Right.
I mean, if
Yeah.
they're looking to expand, taking on a whole entire league isn't going to be helpful for what it is that they're looking to do right now. So,
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So I mean, I think it's a good idea on paper, but I just think you got to find out how to really implement that properly. Otherwise, you're gonna end up dooming it just because of the fact that it's just like it's a league that is kind of gaining traction, but it just hasn't really caught on yet.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, so then getting into it. So last week we covered weeks 1 through 4, and for the record, we went a little homer. Not gonna lie. I mean, I will say that we did. So Josh, Harish, and Austin had us going 3-1 in that stretch, in that week 1 through 4 stretch. And mind you, that's with Houston, Green Bay, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. And they had us going 3-1. Oh no, matter of fact, Josh, you had us going 2-2, didn't you?
Yeah. Josh had us going 2-2.
I think I had a
Negative
losing.
Nancy.
Maybe Green Bay and Pittsburgh.
Yep, that's what you did. And then Harish had us losing to Green Bay and winning the other 3. Austin had us losing to Houston and winning the next 3, and I had us winning all 4. So yes, I went.
So
home.
use the homer.
Listen. I call the house here.
Josh
Okay?
is a negative Nancy here. 2-2. No, absolutely zero faith. Honestly,
0. Pittsburgh.
zero faith.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
I explained. I was I was tipsy, under influence, but I still was in my right mind and thought that, hey, with a new quarterback, it's a potentially opportunity for them to win that game, and they got receivers to it as well. I mean,
their quarterback's like 40 years old. Don't you remember having a 40-year-old quarterback?
yeah, but I mean, come on, man, Pittsburgh is a lot better than structure wise with their team than us with a 40-year-old quarterback.
Not just that, but also, do you remember the absolute barn burner we had with Russell Wilson last time?
It was terrible Thursday night.
Listen, that was my birthday. That sucked. That was an awful way.
They
to start
probably
off the
made that
birthday.
like a Saturday early morning game this year.
It was still a win.
It was.
Barely.
That's facts.
Shout out to Gilmore.
For real.
Yeah.
Who ended the pickoff fest? We appreciate it.
Yeah, that was it was literally not a single touchdown scored. Like it was just awful.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
That
But
was
I mean,
so brutal.
guess who's that coach though? I think it was Nate. Nate.
Nathaniel Hackett, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I mean, having the guy they got now with Mike Tomlin, he's nowhere. He's clearly a better quarterback with him and Nate. So I mean, who's that OC? Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith is Pittsburgh's OC now, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen, here's the game plan. We're gonna give it to homeboy in the backfield 80 times, hopefully.
Yeah, Najee
And
Harris
that-
and whoever's playing with him unless they trade him.
I mean, right now they declined his 50 option, so he might be cooked too.
No, he's gonna be playing inspired because the thing is, it's like now he has to prove that he's worth more than the 10 million that they'd offer him.
Right.
So I mean, it is what it is. But let's just get into it because you know what? Let's just go ahead. So week 5.
Mhm.
Week 5 is going to be at Jacksonville. Now, I don't need to premise this because you guys know this. We play like absolute ass in Jacksonville for some reason. I don't know whether it's the heat, humidity, or the meth in the air, but we just play awful in Jacksonville for some reason. So I'm going to ask, is this going to be the year that trend changes?
Nope. I'm at this point, I'm not gonna believe it till I see it.
Fair. That's fair. What about you, Josh and Austin? What because like I said, Harish put it out there fairly easily. But what about you guys?
Hell yeah. See, y'all want to be homers before and 0 and 3-1. Why can't I be a homer now to say this is our time to beat them this year? We got the right coaching. Last year we got our ass stumped, but that's with Gardner starting, and we had a lot of turnovers and just played out of funk. But this year, I think that with preparation, another year under our belts, having our quarterback who nearly won the week 1 game last year against Jacksonville, having him as a starter this year, having our running back and JT. It's a lot of, like I said, another year under the scheme, and that's possible. I mean, we're going against mid quarterback and Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence, and this, that's bound for him to have another setback as he did last year, and having our team play inspired, like you said, with Najee Harris. Just our time to win. That record can't be forever. So like our week 1 season opener can't be forever. So it's time to overcome those woes, having these setbacks every year after year. Can't win a season opener, can't win in Jacksonville. Every other team in this division can win in Jacksonville except us. So I have this theory of why not us. So this year we do that.
Yeah. Also, okay. And so wait, before we continue, so DeMarco from friend AL not on YouTube. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but it looks like it had a technical difficulty with the YouTube. So that chalk that up to me. That's my fault. Like I said, we're not on YouTube today, but the clips will be posted on YouTube, or the episode will be posted on YouTube. So just make sure that you go ahead and just check that out later on. But yeah, definitely do apologize for that, guys, because I don't know exactly how that got set up that way, but yeah. So without further ado, Austin, week 5, what do you got?
Yeah, I think this is the year we in the streak.
I don't so here's the issue that I have. It's the fact that you're saying that, and it's the fact that you sound like you're holding yourself back from laughing.
It's just been so long, it's just time. It's time, as long as we stay healthy and AR's our quarterback, we're gonna beat them in Jacksonville this year.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So
you don't believe it, huh? You don't believe
I don't. So the thing is, it's we play a stretch of games where potentially these games could definitely swing our way. We could very easily be 3-1 coming out of that 4-game stretch. And the problem with that I have with Jacksonville is that Jacksonville always finds a way to piss us off somehow. And the thing is, it's also tough because like this is week 5. So the thing is, like I said, it's gonna be hot. It's still gonna be humid. The meth in the air is going to probably be at an all-time high. Like it's
That's
just
always.
it's like
I was gonna say kryptonite, but I kind of like meth better.
no probably
Have you
bad.
seen their schedule though? Have you seen their first 4 games, Jacksonville?
Mm-mm.
It's pretty tough. I think they got Miami. I think they got a list of playoff teams in their first
Oh, do they?
5 games. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
Yeah, they're gonna be desperate for a W because they're gonna be 0-4. So
It's looking bad over there right now. So
Yeah, but the thing, but the
can we be
like,
honest
but
for a
the
second? Can we be honest for? Is anybody sold on Trevor Lawrence?
no,
so I don't think as far as Trevor Lawrence, the generational talent, absolutely not. As far as Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback who's probably the best quarterback they've had probably in their franchise's history, yeah. Because I mean, if we're being
it ain't saying
honest,
much though. It ain't
if
saying much.
but the thing
Yeah,
is,
that's schedule.
but you also have to realize that Trevor Lawrence doesn't necessarily have to be
Great.
Trevor Lawrence doesn't have to be generational. He just has to be good enough for them to just go ahead and do what they need to do. Because the thing is, at the very best, at his very best, he can be Trevor Lawrence. At his very worst, he can be a slightly better version of Blake Bortles.
Daniel
And
Jones.
so, and the and the problem is that either way that you look at it, he's a good quarterback that just hasn't lived up to the billing that they thought that he would, but he's still the best quarterback that they've had ever.
I'm
Period.
gonna have to disagree with you. Gardner Minshew is their best quarterback they've ever had.
All right, Austin, I'm muting you. You're being muted.
No.
I'm muting the hell out of you. Yeah, we're not doing
I
this.
mean, I was gonna personally say I think their best quarterback was Mark Brunell.
No.
Okay,
That
yeah.
is not a far fetched take. Talent wise, Trevor Lawrence. Dude, Mark Brunell's done more in 4 years than Trevor Lawrence has.
Yeah, but like you also have to remember that this is also a team that like
They were a brand new franchise.
yeah. And I mean at that point when you're an expansion franchise, especially an expansion franchise with like literally no division, you're pretty much like you don't have an expectation. So I mean you can go balls to the wall no matter what. Jacksonville in those I'm going to say early on haven't been able to be nearly as successful as they were previously. I forgot who we were on there with. We were on the AFC South Fan Battle podcast, which make sure that you're tuning in on Sunday nights at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. But we were talking with somebody, and I was just like, y'all haven't really had back-to-back successful seasons like that. When we're
Like
talking
ever,
about
yeah.
prior to last season, you're just like, yes, we did that. We did that. I think he said, I think it was like 98 to 99 or 99 2000. I could be wrong about both,
Bro, that
but
was
I
like
was just like,
900 years ago.
yeah, I was just like,
I do have a question though, Chris.
what?
With them getting Trevor Lawrence, and the other teams had questionable quarterbacks starting with Tennessee, us, and Texans. The Jacksonville should have won division every year since Trevor Lawrence been starting as a quarterback. They only won it
I would
once.
agree with that.
Oh yeah.
At the very least, they should have won the division every year. If Trevor Lawrence is as good as they say he is, which newsflash he's not, because I told people that when he came out, they should have won at the very least. They should have been winning this division every single year. It doesn't matter who their offensive line was. It doesn't matter who their quarterback was. I don't care who the water boy was. I don't know. I don't care who the painter of the Lions is. They should have been at the very least winning this division every single
Yeah. Yeah. So